We're seeing more and more area burned by wildfire, several record-breaking seasons across Canada. By using these technologies, we can start mitigating that risk.
We're on the beautiful UBC Okanagan campus, and joining me is Dr. Mathieu Bourbonnais.
I'm the co-director for the UBC Center for Wildfire Coexistence. The mission of the center is to do research and training to help people understand that, wildfire is actually a really important part of our ecosystems. And if we're going to move ahead with wildfire, it's going to have to be part of our landscapes moving forward. As a result of kind of fire suppression, for the last 50 years, we've been really good at putting out fires. And when you're putting out fires, you're basically just allowing that much more fuel for the next fire. Also, how we managed our forests and our landscapes has really shifted a lot of our forests to more conifers, so more species that can burn vigorously at high intensities in the right conditions. At the same time, the climate's changing rapidly. Our summers are becoming hotter. We're seeing less precipitation. It just creates conditions where when you do have a wildfire, your forests and your fuels are more available to burn, and that can allow more aggressive and large wildfires to develop.
Tell us what's happening in your lab.
One of the projects that we've been working on actually evolved out of my experience as a wildland firefighter. One of the ways that we understand fire risk relies on understanding the weather. We've been working on this network of low-cost weather stations that allows us to monitor at really high densities what's going on in your forest. So it combines a few different sensors. It includes wind speed and direction, as well as precipitation, temperature and relative humidity, and down in the soil, a thermocouple. We're now able to predict hourly and almost real time what's going on for risk, the conditions that if you do get a wildfire, it's probably going to be more of a problem. Cool technologies that we have that are really cutting edge: light detection and ranging, so LiDAR. We'll fly it from a drone. It's millions of laser beams per second. They're gonna bounce off everything from the trees down to the forest floor. What we get then is a three-dimensional image of a forest. We can then combine that with other technologies like hyperspectral, so we can actually say what type of grass you're looking at or what the tree is. You get this really rich image. We can then predict how a fire might move through that forest so that you can react to it or respond to it better.
And what are you seeing on the horizon?
We've recently partnered with the BC Wildfire Service to develop the first wildfire detection network for British Columbia. So this will use cameras monitoring landscape in real time and have an AI kind of running here at UBC Okanagan that if we detect smoke, that'll then send an alert to BC Wildfire Service, allowing them hopefully to respond quicker to a fire. It'll also give us eyes on a fire faster. So you can think if someone calls in a fire, all we have is the information that they're providing. A wildfire officer looking at that fire in real time allows them to prepare themselves for the fire they're going to respond to. If we want to understand how to make our forests and our communities more resilient to wildfire, where can we be doing things like more prescribed fire, where we're putting fire back on the landscape, restore an ecosystem or reduce fuels? Where can we do more mitigation with like forest thinning or silviculture? Or where can we support First Nations to do more cultural fire? If you want to understand the fire history or the fire ecology of a landscape like the Okanagan, it makes sense to work with the people who have lived here and understand the best around how fire was used to kind of steward the land and how much we've departed from that. A lot of our work is either in partnership or learning from nations. One of our newest collaborations is with the First Nations Emergency Services Society, understanding how we can use new technologies. We can make our landscapes more resilient to wildfire.
Leading research. How can people support your effort?
So we have this thing at UBCO, it's called the Wildfire Coexistence Fund, and it's actually a mechanism for donors or folks who want to get involved to reach out to development, and they can actually donate through that.
Thank you, Mathieu. I wish you continued success.